name all that much. I was actually talking to him outside. He's like, I don't care if I get 5 kills as long as we get the W. That's all that matters. And, you know, that's the mentality that he has. And, you know, he's their, he says that he's their support player.
Inspiring words from an inspiring man.
Absolutely.
Peter.
I love Peter. He is a fine individual. So we are into the knife round now, boys and girls, and let's see who's going to be able to choose what side they start on. LG starting a little bit stronger on this knife round than the last one as the frags are going out across the board. And down to a 1v1. Peter cleans it off.
So they're going to get another pick at the side, and they're going to take that CT, start things out on the defensive half. And their players were an absolute beast on the CT half on Mirage. Tarek had 24 frags on the defensive side out of his 30 total. Hayes had 17 frags on CT side out of 20 total. So both those players putting in a massive defensive effort.
I'm not sure why I don't have health bars on the side of my screen real fast, so I don't know if we can switch over the picture to your monitor, maybe? I don't really know. But as of right now, we'll try to figure out what's going on with that. But we are just going to go live straight into this one. And we are going to see what looks to be, well, LG working their way towards the B-bomb site. They have picked up a couple of Tech 9s as well. And P250 in the hands of Lex. You saw him utilize that in the last pistol round when they were on T-side of Mirage. So interestingly enough, and look at the defense that's spread out here. Very aggressive at long A. Peter's going to get a lot of information, but the push is coming towards the B-bomb site, and Flom's going to open things up onto Cutler, and Hayes down to very low HP. He does fall. Flom with the double to start things off, and that's going to provoke this rotation. Peter coming around from tunnels. Arya is already in the backside here. He's going to be watching for this flank to come out. Peter slowing things down. He's going to take the peeks. There's the spam down, but Frost around the corner. They're going to double team him and take him out, so no casualties yet for the terrorist side. Anger finds another one, and that's going to leave it all on Tarek here outside of the bomb site, and Flom with the triple takes him down, and that's going to be it for that round.
Yeah, and a very strong pistol round from Luminosity. We saw a very similar pistol round on Mirage. They're just grouping up, and they're hitting these B bomb sites. They got some opening picks and just steamrolled. Did a great crossfire set up in the tunnels to watch that flank, so Luminosity gets started off on the good note, but they got to be careful because in the last map on Mirage, CLG was able to pick up the second eco round. And now they're going to have to work on that here. They're going to have to come out of this one pretty clean.
Absolutely. You see Frost with the scout in middle, just trying to pick some, do a little bit of damage to start the round off. And you can see actually Lex all the way outside of the B tunnels as well. So just playing very, very passively here. They did push up Cutler on Catwalk. He does take a little bit of damage here from the HE grenade that was lobbed up in that area, and Flom up on Xbox. All three, three terrorists are down here in mid, and we're going to be looking to see whether or not they can make anything happen on this eco round. But as of right now, it's a 2-man stack on Catwalk. They're going to go for it. Cutler down to very low HP as Arya is going to find that frag, and Flom takes down Tarek as well. So Cutler down and out, and that is going to be the 2-man advantage now here for the terrorist side as we move forward here, Moses.
Right, and now it's all up to FNS and Peter pushing through mid. They get Lex and lower, but here's Anger on Catwalk, peeking out, able to spray one down before getting traded off. Now into a 2-on-3. There's really not much left they can do to win this round. It's going to be all up to whether they can get some of these exit kills, and he's doing a nice job of picking off one before Flom responds. It's just FNS left in CT spawn. There's a lot of damage done to LG, so this has been despite, you know, they got put into a 5-on-3, but here they are. Back in doing massive damage with just those 3 players. FNS might even be able to pick off Arya. He's going to look the wrong way, though, and Arya's able to clean it up with the MP7. So that's going to be a second round for Luminosity moving forward. Looking good so far on Dust2.
Absolutely. So if they can continue to do these anti-eco rounds and do them the correct way, then they should be able to get that, you know, that 3-0 start to this matchup. And, you know, but anything is possible. We've seen it happen in the past with these rounds from CLG. They were so strong in the eco rounds before, especially on Mirage. You know, we saw them actually pick up the pistol round and drop one to LG. So kind of a trade back and forth on both sides, but we'll see whether or not they can continue to do anything as we move forward here. But it is going to be a pick your pistol of choice. We don't have a whole lot of, well, no armor here to speak of CLG. And it's going to be some P250s, a P2000 for Peter, and a USP for Cutler. We'll see if they can do anything with it. But again, very standard, slow, methodical play here from the CT side. A stack on Catwalk. The terrorists is going to be working out long A, so they are taking the one avenue that doesn't have any CT players watching it. And look at this. They're actually pushing all the way off of Cat. And watch out. The number 8-man Frost with the scout going to lay a shot into Derek, but he's going to take a little bit in return as well. But that bomb is going to be pushing up towards long A now. But they're falling back. The smoke's on the cross, looking for it. And look at how many CTs have swarmed this area. Flom, nice shot with the AWP. He's going to be able to locate one frag up there on the Catwalk. Lex still up here on the bomb site. He's down very, very low behind the barrels. trying to aim punch one. He's got 1 HP left, fighting against FNS, who has 2 HP, but Arya is going to chime in with a double of his own, and now at long A is going to be Peter with only a P2000 and a dream, and see if he can make anything happen here. He does have 93 points of health, but he's got 4 to contend with. I almost counted Lex out. That 1 HP, he has no health bar left to actually see that. So,
yeah, Lex is very fortunate to get out of that one alive. Peter doing some good damage, but much like that actual take onto the bomb site, couldn't clean up those kills, because that did look pretty scary for Luminosity. CLG, had a good read on it, like you said, so many players collapsing on him there, but not able to get enough kills to make it worthwhile. Lex almost falls, so Luminosity takes a 3-0 lead. Now they've got Frost is actually keeping that scout. Flom's got the AWP. Peter's got an op in his hands as well, and it looks like he wants to go over towards long. It's just going to be a pretty standard setup.
Well, here's the fascinating thing about that round as well. Lex, even though he only had 1 HP, he survived, but he also salvaged the AWP for Flom. So that's 4750. They didn't have to spend this round because of that. So they're going to put that money in the bank and continue to move forward. You can see they're already starting to build that bankroll. Arya is sitting at $4,300, Anger at $2,350. The rest of them around $1,200. So not that bad of an economy thus far for Luminosity, but CLG, they've done a little bit of work here on these anti-eco rounds as we move into this first gun round. You see Tarek only a FAMAS in hand and a couple of M4s across the board, and it's going to be a catwalk play, but this is going to be all on Peter. They go for the flashbang. They're already out. 3 of them crossing over towards the quad boxes. There's the peek from Peter. He finds the first frag. He's got Flom up there on catwalk to contend with. Flom goes for the peek, and oh, they both missed the op shots. It's an up-on-up battle here, boys and girls. Not going to be able to find any of the kills, and now Lex is going to push out, and he's going to be able to find some damage onto Peter, but there it is, the trades. Flom finds FNS. Peter trades it right back. That bomb has been planted, 2 versus 3. Peter's going to miss another op shot, and that's going to leave it all on Arya over here that does manage to take down another one, and it's all on Frost in this 1v2, and Hayes going to find the top of his head, peeking over top of the railing, and Counter Logic Gaming take the first gun round on the back of Peter's 3K.
Yeah, and Peter, that's a fantastic round from him. Just how long he stayed alive. He was in such an awkward position. And to have him stay alive and keep wheeling back and forth over there, battling catwalk, battling the guys coming up from quad boxes from the corner, such a tough place to be in, but he survives. You get some great support from his teammates. So we're seeing CLG being very fast in their rotates in both of these maps, using that communication wisely and getting over very convincingly and taking these battles that they know they can win.
And we do see a force up here from the LG side. They were able to pick up 3 rounds in a row, so they do have a little money in the bank like we talked about previously. And there it is, the up battle in mid. And it's going to go the way of LG this time. Flom with a beautiful shot through the wall. But FNS, an unlikely offer, picking up the AWP and actually holding over by the B-bomb site. He manages to find 1 frag. He's going to be looking for some more, and Anger actually pushing through the smoke. He has no idea that he's over on car side. He's going to peek out, but Cutler's there to support. Hazed as well. And there's another pick from FNS, so putting the AWP to work. They actually have a double scope setup. Tarek has one as well. But now they've got 1 man to beat, and that's going to be Arya, who's all the way over here in this B-bomb site by himself. He does manage to take down FNS, who was extremely low at the time, but it's going to be on Cutler, Hazed, and Tarek, all 3 of them with a tremendous amount of HP to talk about, and only a Galil for Arya. So he's going to have to get aggressive here and make something happen. 55 seconds left. There's one. Yeah,
there's 1 pick. Still some work to do. He's got a lot of time, though, and he's actually going to peek off catwalk. Cutler's holding a great angle underneath those wooden boards of the rafters, and takes him out. So another good round from Counter Logic Gaming here, winning these gun rounds rather convincingly, and we do see that double op setup coming out. Peter gets picked off that round, but FNS has it over towards B, and we usually see Tarek as the secondary op, and there he goes. He drops it over to Tarek. So Tarek's going to have the op from now on, playing with Peter in this double sniper setup.
Well, I think FNS just picked it up off of Peter's body after he died in mid and went over towards the B-bomb site and ended up holding it and holding it well. So it's going to be a fast push in towards the B-bomb site. We should see some spray down going here, but it's going to be Tarek. But coming out through mid is going to be Arya, who catches him out. Now they've got control of this B-bomb site. Peter is able to find Arya, but it's a 3-on-3. They do have an M4 in hand. Lex able to salvage that one off. They've got an op now on the back of Anger, who might be prone to drop this over to Frost, who's actually pushed out here in the B-halls. Trying to find the shot's not going to be able to make it happen. Cutler's going to be able to find one. FNS chimes in with another, and this is all on Lex in a 1 versus 2. Both members coming from the tunnels. And Peter's going to get the snapshot onto him, and that's going to be a 3rd round now for CLG. But a pretty solid eco round showing from Luminosity. I like that strategy. They went very fast towards the B-bomb site, and Arya got out mid with no smoke in CT spawn and was able to flank out Tarek.
Yeah, and here's the important thing that round actually did for Luminosity. It beat up the economy so much that it's making this double op setup very, very costly for CLG. They have to rebuy the AWP, and you look at the money, and despite winning 3 rounds in a row, they have 3 players under 1,000, or they have 3 players under $400. So you know, they're very, very much hurting on money right now. And if Luminosity is able to pick this one up, that would be absolutely crucial. And we're going to see FNS get aggressive with a pop flash over mid. Tarek's going to pick off Flom towards long, but FNS has grabbed this advanced positioning.
Yeah, Arya actually picks up the AWP off of Flom's dead body, so we're going to see if he can do anything with it now as they move over towards middle. And not happening. The double scope setup so strong. Tyrek, you saw him on Mirage with the AWP doing a sensational job, and now Peter's come alive. Finally, they're able to dispatch of FNS, but Hazed is right there for the trade as they push up into tunnels. So the frags coming all over the place, and again, CLG switching up the pace. They go for that passive mid setup and then go aggressive into B halls. And that's exactly what they need to do. Frost now with the AWP is going to be able to locate Cutler as they work their way out mid. And Frost able to find Peter, so it's evened up onto 2v2. And both of the CTs very spread out right now. Tarek over here in A bomb site looking for something. He's going to find it here in the form of Anger in just a second, coming around the corner at long. There's the shot. Beautiful awareness from Tarek.
Yeah, I mean, that was a shot he had to hit. He put himself into no man's land with no cover to fall back into, so if he misses that shot, he's in a lot of trouble, and he stays there out in the open, so a little bit of a mistake getting that kill right back, but he's going to be here. He's got an M4 against the 22 HP of Frost, and he drops him with the unnecessary headshot, so Hayes coming up huge in a one-on-one.
Highly unnecessary.
But one thing we see out of CLG, and we saw this last during the week at SEA, we've seen it in their online play on Dust2, is, you know, even outside of this double op setup, one thing that they are very stubborn with is they like to put a player in the pit. You know, even if they're losing those battles at long, they keep trying to force to get a player in pit. They're very comfortable with that setup, and they like it a lot. So watch for every round. They're going to try and get one player over, and this might come into play here as it does look to be a fast long hit. And they actually just fall back on it, perhaps learning their lesson. Roko was able to exploit him, but FNS and Cutler chime in with a couple nice headshots as they turn the corner. Some damage is being dealt, mostly just cleaned up, but Flom swings in with 2 nice P250 headshots. Peter's all alone at car. Actually, Tarek comes in right on time with the Colt to spray him down. So yeah, nice anti-eco from CLG, 5-3.
And again, Tarek back at it right now. You can see, look at the frag difference from top to bottom on the CLG side. Only 2 kills separating their top and bottom fraggers, where it's 7 on the terrorist side. 10 frags for Flom. He's actually the top fragger in the server, followed by Arya, and then Lex sitting with only 3 kills at the moment. So the team that frags together typically wins together, and that's exactly what CLG is doing right now. And again, they're going to go for the single op setup. Flom has picked up the AWP for the terrorist side of Luminosity, and we're going to see if he can do anything with it this round. He's still holding in terrorist spawn, just maybe waiting to see if there's any kind of a lower presence. You can see where those smokes are in mid. Kind of sometimes a dead giveaway that they're going to be pushing into lower, or, you know, at that avenue, they actually kind of faked it out. So
yeah, but a strong mid presence here from Luminosity, and we don't see one from CLG, so only 1 AWP in the hands of Peter. He's on catwalk holding that angle right above the brick, so he can just drop off quickly if he does spot one. Does look like he might get a little bit of action. 2 players working up right now. He misses the shot. He drops. He throws out a Molotov to give himself time. But Luminosity has successfully pushed back the catwalk defense, and it looks like they want to transition this right into a mid-B split. All 3 players drop down. There's the smoke. They're going to come out. They have 1 player behind the smoke, Cutler, and CT spawn, and here they are moving up onto this B bomb site. Cutler jumps in the boxes, isn't able to take him down. He gets Flom very, very low. Hayes pushes into upper B, just playing behind the smoke, waiting for Arya to come through. But meanwhile, Luminosity has cleaned out this site, and now they're able to take out Hayes from behind. Anger, a beautiful play there, and this is going to force a safe call from Peter. He's already transitioning over towards long, not even going for it. And FNS is already committed into these upper B tunnels, but he's going to slide his way back towards T-spawn and maybe just try and go for some exit frags.
Yeah, and that was a very good-looking round from Luminosity. Like you said, they got up on catwalk. They forced Peter to miss that shot. The pop flash, maybe a little bit too blind. Took the shot, fell back, and that instantly, like you said, transitioned into that mid to B split. And they did it so quickly that they didn't have any time to set up. Hayes got stuck between 2 smokes in that B tunnel corridor, and Tarek was all by himself to try to hold on to that B bomb site all by his lonesome. So a great job there from Luminosity, and they're going to be able to pick up their 4th round here on the T side, and that's not a bad showing so far.
Right, and I mean, that's what you have to do in this map. You take mid control and you push back the catwalk defense. That's going to force, you know, a second mid player to rotate into CT spawn, and he gets caught behind that smoke. That was Cutler, forced to try and make a play to help bail out his teammates over at the B site, but Luminosity with a great mid-round call there. And this is going to force 2 pistols out of CLG, so some of this damage they've done in the previous rounds they haven't won, getting 3 kills, getting 4 kills in some of these rounds, has beat up the economy enough to have an advantage here in terms of arsenal.
Right you are. So again, it's going to be a smattering of weapons here for the CT side. Tarek with the 5.7 and a CZ75 for FNS, or the CZ75.
Look at the aggressive play from Tarek, though. He's already pushed into upper B. We saw this on Mirage. He's very willing to push, and he's very confident in it. So he's already going to be in T-spawn. He's getting a lot of information for his teammates.
And FNS holding up here on Catwalk. He's got Cutler to support. That's the rifle in hand. To go for the pop flash all the way from long A to the top side of Cat. Not going to be able to find it. They're going to go for a pop flash play of their own. FNS going to get pop flashed around the corner. There's another one to come from the terrorist side, so they know that there's at least one player over here, and that's going to be Lex. He finds him through the smoke. Beautiful job from FNS, tapping away with the CZ. Going to be able to locate that damage. They're going to molly him out, but he's going to be able to get himself out of dodge here, and he's still sitting behind the smoke, and that AK now in his hands. Oh, turns at the wrong time, but Tarek was able to come all the way around from behind and takes down one as well. And now Cutler left to hold on to Cat by himself, sprays a few too many bullets and goes down, but now Hayes picking up that cup. He's able to find another one, and Anger is going to be your last man standing in a 1v3 here on Catwalk Stairs, and he's completely smoked from every avenue.
Yeah, he's a little bit trapped, and these smokes have been brutal for him all around. They were able to get up Catwalk and take that mid control, but they got stalled out, and that allowed Tarek that long flank to come into play, and he takes out the AWP at long, so that turns it into a one-prong attack, and the Catwalk players are all just stuck behind smoke, so Anger's trying to make something happen here, but he can't find anything. Constantly flashed. Nothing to work with, and Tarek's just going to easily clean him up with that AWP, so a fantastic round from Tarek there with the flank with just a 5.7, able to salvage the AWP, and they're back to their double op setup.
Absolutely, and they got the double op setup basically for free.
Yeah, and that was just, you know, with those pistols, they even had FNS, you know, finding Lex initially, getting that first pick, being able to stay alive for quite some time behind those smokes with his teammates' flashes and everything, and that's going to force the eco actually onto Luminosity here.
Yep.
Not able to really get anything going or string those gun rounds together.
Well, they had success going for a quick B push in the last time that they ecoed, and now Hayes is going to be shutting this one down. He's going to find Anger, and now Lex around the smoke. He's going to find him as well. Peter in middle did manage to take one down also, but now it's all going to be on Hayes, who's hiding behind this smoke. He's going to chip away here. Flom goes down, and he's got one more to beat. That's Frost, who has a nice headshot. Might find a second, doesn't, though. FNS is going to be able to drop him, so only 2 rebuys now, and Hayes picking up the triple.
Yeah, and this is going to be a gun run now. They're going to have to get the SOP. Lex is going to drop the SOP over to a teammate. He's going to drop it over to, I believe, Frost, and it should be dropped over to Frost, but yeah, there it goes. And they're going to have to find some pick with that AWP. They need some room to work with here because they're not doing a great job. It's actually going to Flom on the op, and there it is through the mid doors. A nice headshot onto Hayes, so very quickly in a 5-on-4 advantage, and they're just going to set up in this default they've been running. 2 to 3 players are going to be in mid, 1 over towards long, but Peter with the response onto Frost, so equalizes the score line, or the player count at 4-4 here.
Yeah, and again, countering the aggression with more aggression than CLG's playstyle, or at least their MO for this matchup between them and Luminosity. So that smoke grenade's going to come out and cordon off mid. Oh, he spots Anger at the top side of middle as well by Palm Tree. Not able to locate that frag, though, so it's still going to be on that 4 versus 4. Now 3 out of the 4 remaining terrorists are all grouped up down here in the bottom side of mid. Looking for some damage to be done here. Maybe a mid to be smoked. They are going to flash and push on out, and let's see what Peter's got for us. He's waiting for it. Going to spot the legs, not able to find the shot. Now the flashes from Lex. Trying to work his way out. Peter picks off the bomb carrier. He's looking for another one. Tarek in the backside of the B bomb site, supporting his player very, very well. Finds the AWP frag. Peter again finds a third, and he's got one more to beat over here by window. And he gets it. Well, actually, that was Tarek that gets it from back plat. But just like that, the double scope setup again. All 5 kills coming on the back of those AWPs.
Yeah, both over towards B. And it just shuts that down. So Luminosity not able to find any success. The range of those ops just dealing damage from so far away. And it comes down to getting the man advantage and then giving it right back. And that's just the danger of the CLG on this map, is so much room for Peter and Tarek to work with those ops. And look at the spread of those kills. It's so even on the side of CLG.
Yeah, they are all fragging as a team. Not one standout play from any individual player right now. And sometimes, you know, you don't need those hero plays if everybody is doing their job, and that's exactly what they're doing. And right now it's going to be Hayes and Cutler going to work here in mid. An aggressive push from them. It's an eco round from LG, but the damage is being done. Look at this full aggression. And now Lex here in Terrace spawn. Oh, FNS the Taparuski right to the dome. And that's going to leave Frost down here in lower B. He does have an M4 in hand, but they're not going to go full aggression into him right now. FNS at the top of mid, though, does get caught out. Frost, nice shot. Nice spray down control with that M4 A1S. They're still looking for him here. He's got to be careful because Tarek coming around from behind in B tunnels, but Peter's not going to give him the chance. ups and down, and that's going to be a 9-4 scoreline. So what I thought could have been a good run for Luminosity coming back into this matchup has turned into a bit of a romp here.
Well, in the first winning streak that CLG had, where they rattled off 5 straight, Luminosity was doing great damage. They were getting the player counts down to 2 players alive, 1 player and 2 player basically. So they're doing a lot of damage to the economy despite not winning the rounds, and that allowed them to almost break the economy. But here, so many players are surviving on the side of CLG. You know, Frost even gets another pick, but the nades from FNS and Cutler combined take him out, so a return frag again, and all 4 players now just getting beat up, trying to take a long-range battle against Peter's op as Arya on Catwalk, and he's brought down to 22 for his efforts. Lex is swinging through lower B at the moment, but this Catwalk play is just going to get stalled out again. It's going to get delayed by that Molotov, and now they're forced to push through it. They smoke it off, and they run through it, but Peter, once again, nothing to block him. No flashbangs, no smoke to slow him down, and he's going to have a field day if they keep trying to cross into the site. He's got a great angle with already 1 pick.
And not only that, he killed the bomb planter, and it fell down into CT spawn, so now they've got a whole bigger problem in front of them on the LG side. Hayes was able to find another one. Tara cleans up the final frag, but again, Peter starting to show his stuff here, and this was exactly what we had needed to see from him. He hasn't really had that strong of a tournament appearance so far, but, you know, it's like he said outside. 5 kills, 100 kills. I don't care as long as we get the W. But right now he's top fragging for his squad. He's doing exactly what he needs to do with that AWP. And look at the bankroll that they have now on the CT side. 2 players that are sub 1,000, but over 10 grand, actually over $12,000 for Cutler. So he's going to be able to drop some M4s for days here, even though they won't really need it. It's the last round of the half. It looks like it is going to be a quick push in towards B, and Hayes, he's been so strong in that position, finds 2. Lex finally able to trade him out. Tarek staying alive in the back. He finds the 5-7 frag, and now Frost, P90 in hand, going to spray 1 down. It's going to be Peter finally down and out, and it's a 2 versus 3. Lex able to find another one. FNS so strong with that CZ, and Cutler gets leg shot but does manage to take him down. 11-4 is going to be your halftime score, and a great showing again from CLG.
Yeah, and it's those ops. Luminosity had no response for him. You know, even when they got some picks, they got traded right back because of Peter, Tarek, and I mean, some of those takes too. He's talked about Peter over at A on that catwalk hit just 2 rounds ago. No smokes, no flashes to block him off whatsoever. So he's able to. They were just able to remain so comfortable with those sniper rifles, utilizing them from range. And nothing really Luminosity could do at that point.
Absolutely. So we're going to move forward here into the second half very shortly. Anger just the only one left to ready up, and he is live in the server as well. So we should be seeing that here in just a moment. I believe they're all still sitting at their computers. I can't really see from where I'm at. We should be going live into the second half here. 11-4 is your scoreline. CLG in the lead again, and I believe it was 12-3 at the half on Mirage. So Luminosity 1 round better this time around, so maybe they could do something with it going into the second half. But as of right now, Counter Logic Gaming again in the driver's seat.
Yeah, and one saving grace here for Luminosity, Frost, and a very experienced opera. A lot of players remember, him from Quantic, with Hiko and Dazed way back when. And he's a very strong opera, specifically on Dust2. And actually, Luminosity, Frost was playing as a stand-in for Area 51 at one point during the season, and he had this monster game against Luminosity where he dropped like 38 kills on this map. And immediately, like the next day, is when Luminosity actually picked him up to add him to their roster. Not that probably had something to do with it, but he's so proficient at the opping angles on this map. He knows them all very, very well. He's very comfortable. You'll see him take a close angle in middle, just to peer over, just to get a nice headshot with his AWP on any player coming behind Xbox. So CLG's got to be careful of that one, but he's very mobile. He knows the angles everywhere he goes on this map. So that's one thing that they're going to have to rely on here to make this a comeback, is get an AWP in his hands. That's got to be crucially important for Luminosity in the beginning stages of this half.
Absolutely. So here we go, live into the pistol round of the second half of the second map, and this is do or die for Luminosity. If they drop this map, they are out of the tournament. CLG will move on to play the winner of Cloud9 versus... No, wait, I'm sorry. They will play Fnatic in the next round.
I'm not entirely sure, to be honest.
If I remember the brackets correctly, they will play the loser from the Titan Fnatic match, which was Fnatic, and then the winner from the Cloud9 Nihilum matchup will play against the loser of Mouse versus Virtus Pro later on this afternoon. So that should be coming up next. The next matchup that we will be showing you guys is going to be the Nihilum Cloud9, but right now the action's heating up here on Catwalk. Hazed and Peter going to work, going to be able to find a pair, and they've got this A bomb site. The bomb is dropped there, though, so this is an interesting angle that they have to take to try to recover this bomb. Frost is going to be able to find Hayes, but it's still down to a 3 versus 3, and Arya is extremely low, but Arya finds another kill. Lex goes down, FNS popping some shots over in that direction. Cutler is very low as well, and Arya is still surviving with 2 HP. This is really on Frost. If Frost can connect with these shots, then that's going to put him in a good position, and he is connecting. Cutler down to 24. He's got to watch out because FNS lurking around on the top side of mid, but he does spot him out. And Arya, again, 2 HP, finds another one. Frost cleans it up. FNS goes down, and again, another CT side pistol round victory.
Yeah, and that's an unfortunate bomb drop
Yeah.
a kill because they had that A bomb site clean. I mean, it would have been such a tough retake for Luminosity if they were able to get it down, but bomb plant's such an awkward spot, and trying to take those long-range battles with the Glocks doesn't work out well for him. So with another Luminosity pistol round, they've got to be careful. Peter picks up that scout. They have Tech 9s behind it, so they can do some damage here in the second round.
Right, you are. And again, I think what actually happened is they got into that A bomb site so quickly off of Cat and Long A that they pushed up and tried to plant it immediately for Long, and somebody from CT spawn picked them off, and that bomb just slowly rolled over the edge of the lip and just fell down and towards CT spawn. So they had a good defense set up after that point, and you saw Arya able to pick off a couple of frags. And now look at that. You actually saw Peter, I believe he actually realized that there's a player down in that area over by Car, and that is going to be Arya with the M4. So
here come the smokes over today, so this is going to be a smoke execute. Tarek's going to drop down. Arya's going to open things up. He's at the car. That's the bomb dropped at the long corner. Anger's in the bomb site trying to spray one down. He gets FNS. Tarek cleans up one. Some trades come in. It's down to a 2-on-3, but Peter over at long. Peter, or Lex and Flom just clean things up there right at the end, so not letting anything more dangerous come from this round, but 2 kills go the way of CLG, so 6-11 here. Not a bad round from Luminosity.
not at all, and that's exactly what they need to do if they want to build up that bankroll to try to stay in this matchup, because what's going to kill them later on is if these rounds get close, they can't build that economy. The rebuys come in strong for them, and then if they happen to lose that first gun round, they could be forced to save immediately afterwards. What did we see last night on Cash? C9 up 6-0 against Mouse Sports. They lost their first round and had to eco the round immediately afterwards because the repeated force buys from Mouse just forced that economy so bad for them. Flom here on Cat, though, he's going to be able to find 2 as the rest of his teammates are getting annihilated right now, and Arya is going to be able to clean that up on the Cutler. That's 2 rounds in a row he played from Car, so probably a position that they're going to be clearing out here in the future on the CLG side.
Yeah, but it works out well in the eco, so you might not see him do it on these gun rounds. Sometimes that can be a very, very brutal spot to be stuck in. Flom's going to pick up that AWP instead of Frost, as I thought would be their primary opera on this map. We talked about how good he is on it, how much we've seen from him in the past, but importantly, with that second round bye, CLG's not able to afford an AWP in the hands of Peter or Tarek, so they're not going to have anything to go up with the sniper rifle right here in this first gun round. Just straight AKs for them, and they do take a little bit of mid-control. Flom's pushed up. He's holding an angle. We're waiting to spot a head coming down the ramp, but Peter's actually crouched under it. Smart play from him, so they do a little bit of aggression in mid before they get smoked off, and Flom's still looking for something. He does spot a head, but it just flies by a little too quickly in that crosshair.
Yeah, but he's got to really be careful now because there's 2 players on Cat. He misses the shot, so they could go for the trade. You can actually see Peter's pushing up a little bit here on a catwalk, but Flom's going to drop all the way down and reposition himself over a car to try to hold a better angle here for this catwalk push. But right now the action is coming towards Long A. The pop flash is going to be coming out here. FNS, well, maybe not. They throw the smoke towards the corner, and now they're going to have free reign onto Arya and Pitt, and Cutler's going to be able to find that. We talked about his entry fragging ability. Flom goes down. Beautiful job from FNS. And now lurking up on catwalk, Peter is going to have free reign of this area. That's going to leave 1 player down there into CT spawn. That's going to be Anger, trying to make something happen. The smoke's down there onto CT, not all-encompassing. He's going to be able to see something, but look at that. They throw the bomb across. Peter's going to come off a catwalk, pick the bomb up, and get it planted, and I believe the 3-man LG, if they're going to save here.
And this play from Luminosity should have came much earlier before they got smoked off. You know that cross is going to get smoked. You can leave 1 player there, but get your players on catwalk for this retake. Lex comes up to long. He grabs FNS. He's got a lot more to work with. It's planted for long, and they actually have 3 players there, so not really much Lex can do. And this might just be a save call from Luminosity. No, Frost gets picked out of the air.
Yeah, and they're in no position to save at this point.
Wheel jump, yeah, and they were so committed there at that point, and Tarek takes him out. So great round from CLG. Cutler, we saw it on Mirage. His entry fragging has just been stellar in these 2 matchups against Luminosity, and that one hurts a little bit. Now Arya's going to pick up the op, and he's going to pass it over to Flom. And, you know, one thing we talked a little bit yesterday about Hayes' comments where he says that Peter's really struggled transitioning the op. He's had a great series so far here on Dust2 with it. Flom actually led the league in op kills in the regular season in North America. So he's another opera we have in North America who's been very strong and just seems to be struggling with his transition to this new style that's forced to, you're forced to adjust to.
Absolutely. So we do see the up-on-up battle here going out, and Flom is going to be over here by car again, watching for the catwalk, and there's our first frag. Lex is going to find Tarek over here at the B-bomb site. So instantly re-smoking off that tunnel. They actually drop both of their smokes at the same time, so maybe not utilizing things properly. And Frost actually gets caught out by a well-placed grenade there from Hazed and Cutler, so he's now down and out.
Look how spread out the defense is, by the way. There's one at A, one at long, one in CT spawn, and one in B. There's no potential for any trade kills. It's all one-on-one battles for Luminosity at the moment. And if they want to win this round, I mean, look, who's in B? That's Lex, I believe, in that B site. He's going to have a 3-on-1. So Flom wins his one-on-one battle, but Lex has got to do something here. He's boosted up. He's got a great spot, but Hayes is going to clear it out. He wins that. Now the rotation comes in. Anger's not going to be able to get into the site. He's going to be forced back by a Molotov or forced forward, but he is burning. He's forced into the site, and he gets traded out. So 2 1-on-3 battles for Luminosity. Those are the fights they wanted to take, and they lose both of them. And barely any damage done on top of that as well. Forces us into a 2-on-3 retake. Flom with the AWP. I mean, that's a tough weapon to retake a bomb site. With Arya's coming from B tunnels, he does pick off one. He's got to do some more. Hayes is watching it. He's in the bomb site. He gets a nice headshot from long range, and now Flom's got so much work to do, trying to get a pick inside the doors, and he's just going to fall off of it, realizing that it's an unwinnable situation for him. So another great round from Counter Logic Gaming, finding the weakness in the defense, and Luminosity just getting far too spread out to do anything as a team.
Yeah, it's exactly like you said. I mean, that defense was spread so thin that it just was 1v1s across the map. If they were able to win that frag duel, then, kudos to them. But again, the awareness and the discipline from Hayes coming in towards that B bomb site, checking all of his angles and doing it with those quick shoulder peeks and able to locate where Lex was and take him out without any kind of a trade whatsoever from the Luminosity side was absolutely stellar. And we're going to see whether or not they can do anything here, because Flom saving that AWP. He didn't even have armor last round either. I didn't know if you noticed that or not, but he's going to be glass cannon again this round and try to make something happen. But it's going to be a walk strategy in towards the B bomb site. There's 3 members of the CT forces over here. They're going to spam away with those pistols. Lex is able to find one before he falls, but Hazed is coming up with huge plays. He's going to be able to find 2 of his own. And now Tarek over there in that B bomb site clears out Flom. That's the AWP down and out. And now Anger is your last man standing. We're looking at a potential tie point coming in from Counter Logic Gaming as they're looking to go up 14-7 now, doubling up on Luminosity's score.
Yeah, once again, just like Mirage, just winning a lot of these early battles, and Luminosity hasn't had a response yet, and part of it is they haven't been able to get comfortable with their ops. They're going to rely on this double sniper setup on Dust2, and they haven't been able to get it. We've only seen Flom picking it up. Frost hasn't really been able to grab it, and that's making things very difficult for him. And here's Anger. I mean, he's going to try. He needs to get a weapon. They don't have strong money behind this. Next round's going to be a force buy. It's going to be a weak buy, and he gets legged out, not able to get a kill. Tarek cleaning him off. Hayes with 20 and 12, quietly leading his team to win. We've talked a lot about Peter and Tarek with their opping, how impactful it's been, but Hayes is the one leading the way with his AK-47.
Right, you are, and it looks like we might have a little bit of a tactical pause here from Luminosity Gaming, trying to get themselves back in the game, try to clear their heads a little bit after the last couple of rounds, because as we take a look at the chart, it's been, ever since the first gun round, it's been all CLG. So, I mean, there hasn't been a whole lot to do. And, again, we talked about how Hayes said he actually admitted that he wasn't playing up to snuff, and now he's sitting at the top of the scoreboard, 20 and 12. But the rest of his team has been doing extraordinarily well. I mean, only 12 and 11 for Cutler, but we talked about the impact of his frags. We talked about his entry fragging ability and what he opens up for the rest of CLG to be successful, and that's exactly what he's done in this matchup. We saw that takedown long A. I believe that was Arya sitting in the pit. Cutler down to 11 HP, but manages to get that opening frag, and the rest of his team is able to bombard the upper Flom around the corner, take him down, and really open up that A bomb site. And, he's kind of the they said he was the MVP from the Evo lane. He's kind of the unsung hero of the team, where it's just like Cutler, super consistent. And that's one of the things that I've always respected about the way that he plays, because you've got your fraggers, you've got your Tarek on the team, you've got your strat caller FNS, who has done an extraordinary job getting them to where they are now, and then you've got your Opper Peter and your support player Hazed, who does a fantastic job at what he does. But Cutler is, just like I said, the unsung hero, their entry fragger. He does such a fantastic job with what he does at his role in this game, and we saw it more prevalently on Mirage than anything else. I mean, what was that? We have a note here. Yeah, all 8 of his T-side kills came in 2 rounds. It was an ace and a 3K. And that ace was, I believe he got 3 entry kills into the A bomb site and then finished it off with the last 2.
Yeah, I think the story of Dust2 really has been Luminosity's. In the first half, they really struggled to kind of counteract the ops of CLG. They've had troubles with it in both halves, and it seems like their plan to neutralize the ops of Peter and Tarek on this map is to duel them with their own ops, because they're not utilizing smokes and flashbangs and nades to push them out of position, to get them uncomfortable. CLG oppers have been very well situated with what they want to do, but Luminosity hasn't been able to afford the ops in the second half, and now they're at a situation down 7-14, almost giving up match point, pretty close to it, and they're on a force buy, so they don't have any more opportunities here to save for an op. They need to string rounds together if that's how they're going to play against these ops, and they're not going to have one here, so they need to come up with some plan, and that's got to be what this timeout is for, is, guys, how do we want to do this? How are we going to attack the ops of Peter and Tarek, because it's absolutely decimating us at the moment.
Yeah, and it is, and again, I was pointing at the screen. We've got a double scope set up again here from the terrorist side, and it's not actually something that you conventionally see on the terrorist side of Dust2. Typically speaking, you'll see the double scope setup, one playing on long A or playing that aggressive catwalk position, and then one holding in the backside of the B bomb side on the CT side for the defensive side. But going on the offensive side, it's not really something that you see all that often. And look at this. They actually leg shot Lex on the cross, and they're going to go for a little bit of an aggressive peek here, putting that AWP in the backside of the tunnels. And Peter, he's going to join up with his teammate.
Yeah,
Tarek.
but this is a fast mid-B split, but 2 players for Luminosity actually push off Cat, and it's going to be Anger in lower B. Grabs 1. Now look at this. Anger and Flom are still in middle, and Cutler cleans them both out. So just going to keep saying Cutler's name, and now it's all Lex, who was Lex at the beginning. He's down to 8 HP. He's alone in this B bomb site. Nade's going to bring him down to 7, but 1-on-4 with only 8. He's going to get completely blind, and FNS is going to clean that out. So CLG being very, very efficient, very aggressive that round. Maybe using that pause to say, listen, let's keep up the aggression. Let's keep the pressure on him, and let's stick it to him this round.
Yeah, and I always love that, because people are like, why are they taking a pause to talk about strategy? And that's one of the things, is like Luminosity is trying to get themselves back into it, but that also gives CLG the opportunity to amp themselves up even more. Like, all right, boys, we're at 14. We can do this. We can move on in 2 maps. And right now they are doing a fantastic job with it. We see Tarek trying to make something happen, but Frost with the scout again going to find Peter in the backside of the B halls, and Anger onto Hayes. So this round starting off well for Luminosity, and it's kind of one of those things where you get to the point where you're at map point, and it's not a matter of really getting complacent or anything like that. Tarek with a nice shot onto Frost, but it's like overcoming that final hurdle.
It's something that CLG has notoriously struggled with, even against North American teams, is once they get to this 14 or 15, they need to find those last couple rounds, and they've always struggled to grab it, usually giving up a couple rounds before finally taking it. But here, they have so much money behind them at the moment, so LG's still got a long way to go, but they are able to salvage 2 ops, so this is where we're finally going to be able to see Luminosity with that setup they've wanted this entire half. We're going to have the utility, the nades, the kits, the armor behind it. And we'll have to see what Frost and Flom have in store for us. And Tarek actually switches away from his own sniper rifle, picks up the AK-47, so it's just Peter, and he's going to go for this fast long pit. He had a good spawn. Ooh. Gets the shot. He took it first. He just misses it, and he stays. But now he's going to fall back, knowing his position's given up. Lex and Flom combined for 1 kill.
Yeah, but Lex, yeah. And that's one of the things we've talked about previously as we casted through the season about outstaying your welcome in specific positions. And that was one of the things. Peter, though, he's going to find Flom. And, that's exactly what Peter did. He stayed there. He saw him cross back over, got out of there immediately. Didn't outstay his welcome, was able to just get on out of there, not have any kind of a, rebuttal or anything like that. And here we go. Cutler again opening things up in towards that A bomb site. Tarek was able to find one, and now it's down to Anger and Arya. The flashbangs around the corner, but Arya finds one. Anger does as well, and that's going to leave it all on Arya up here on Catwalk. He's getting flanked out. Tarek going for the knife. A little bit BM there, but 12 HP left for Arya, so this should be an easy cleanup for Hayes in the long run, unless this AWP can connect. Yeah,
calm down here, Tarek. Peter's going to have words with him about that one. Just win the match. Still a tough spot for Arya, but Hayes in this one-on-one, positioning himself nicely behind the boxes, and still remaining in the site. Flashbang's going to come up, not going to do too much. Arya's jumping, trying to grab some information, but Hayes wheels his way around the bomb site. It's an easy kill to end that match, so that's going to be CLG moving on. That's going to be Luminosity going home. Their second loss of this tournament.
0-4 for the tournament as well, so definitely a very difficult start. And, they got their first taste of playing against the Euros.
Yep.
And they weren't able to do it against them, and they weren't able to do it against CLG, but they made it to the LAN for a reason. They're a good team, and we wish them luck in their future endeavors in CS. Hopefully next season they'll be back for ESEA LAN. But as of right now, CLG moving on. They're going to be facing off, I believe, like I said before, against Fnatic, who was knocked down into the lower bracket by Titan last night.
Yes.
I have to double-check that. Don't hold me to it.
Well, here's the thing about CLG. They played the same way against Luminosity that they played against Fnatic last night.
Right.
On Mirage, at least. And it worked out. It works against the North Americans. Not as coordinated with their trades, not as skilled individually, obviously, not as tactical as, Fnatic being one of the best teams in the world. But this kind of play style they have, it's winning them North America. They're doing very well with it here in this region, but they're going to have to find some way to make changes if they want to keep going on in this lower bracket against European teams.
Yeah, and again, they're going to be moving forward, and they might have their chance to get a little bit of redemption here if it is, in fact, Fnatic that they're playing next. So it'd be very interesting to see that, and I want to see them veto Mirage if they do play against Fnatic.
In North America, you don't play Mirage against Europeans.
Yeah, not at all. So I believe we're going to take a quick break while we switch over to the next matchup, which is going to be Nihilum versus Cloud9, the next lower bracket matchup to see whether or not who the next American team is that's going home. And we'll see how that one goes when we come back in just a few minutes, guys. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.